And then I got the offer from Oker in 2020, which I told you that at the beginning I was doubting, and then my son convinced me to go, and here we are.
You came in at COVID time.
Yes.
How hard was that?
Very hard. First of all, it was sad. As somebody that knows Amsterdam so well, I took my car. First of all, when we came, it was quarantine, so we couldn't go out.
Yeah.
And we only practice and practice and practice with no games. So we had to spend the whole year with only practicing. At the end of the year, we could play a little bit because teams from NOC and SF could have played. So we went to Belgium, and Belgium came to us. So we played some games, but it was not that. It was not good enough for nobody. And personal life, like everybody was sad, to take the car and to go in Amsterdam and to see Amsterdam empty. It's not the nicest thing to do. I remember that the first day that they gave us the permission to go to a cafe, and we were sitting in a cafe in Amsterdam, and we were so happy sitting and drinking coffee, okay? So it was really tough from basketball perspective. Actually, it was really, really bad time for everybody. And I was doing my best to keep the discipline, to keep the organization work. And I think that we did a pretty good job on that, keeping OLA working and practicing. And the year after, we started the season, and it was an okay season for us. But in OLA, it's circles. I think it's a circles of 3 years. And this year, it's the third year, and we have, I think, one of the best teams in OLA, I think, ever. We're a very, very good team, young team, talented team. If I take OLA in the DTL, let's take, for example, I mentioned a lot Leiden. So Leiden is the oldest team in the DTL, and we are the youngest team in the DTL. And when you're talking about 2 or 3 years different between the teams, in this age, it's huge. For example, when we played against Apollo, Final Cup, which is 2 years different of age, only people that understands in basketball or in physiologic things understand that 2 years of playing with under 18 kids or playing with under 20 or 21 years old, it's totally different physically. And we are there, and we are keeping being there, and we are doing very, very well. And I'm very, very proud of what we do, domestic-wise. And international competitions, I always talk about the GBA, which is a great tournament. It's international academy from players from Lithuania and Slovenia and Slovakia and Hungary, yeah? And we are playing in front of 4,000 people and we win. That's a big thing for the Dutch players, for the young Dutch players. And when we are playing in Munich and we win against Louisburg and we win against teams from Italy, and we lose in the finals against Bayern Munich Academy by 2 points in Germany, I think this is a very important thing and very good things for my players. Plus, if you take the 55 games that we played till now, and they played 20 international games experience, that's huge, that's big, that's very, very important.
After the cup final you played to Apollo, I talked to quite some people, and even insiders, even people who I thought should have the possibility of looking years ahead with players. They said that it was a lousy game, and none of the players, either from Apollo or OLA, would be capable of reaching the goal, improving the national team in some years down the line. I didn't agree about that, but how do you look at that? How many of the players that played in that final play this year do you expect to be at least very good league players, or players that make the national team and make the national team better?
First of all, I have to say something about what you said about the game. Final Cup, it's not a game that you judge people. Final, it's something special. And that's something that I really disappointed to say, that some of those people that are saying things about Ola, instead of coming to watch Ola 5, 6, 10 times a year and coming to see practices of Ola, yeah, then you can judge Ola. A. B, age difference. Age difference. We are 18 years old average against 21 years old average. Do you understand what I'm saying? Answering your question about players that can be DBL players or national team players, I'm sure that if Holland will keep this diamond that calls Ola, and it's a diamond for me, teams or academies from Italy, from Spain, from Hungary are calling us to give them what are we doing here, because they saw our improvement in Munich. Yeah? So if Holland will keep this diamond that calls Ola for the next few years, and if I'm talking about this generation, I'm sure that you will find here DBL players, 5, 6, 7 DBL players, and I'm sure that you will find here players that will play national team. I'm sure, from this generation. Because I heard these things, I'm not living in a bubble. I hear. So I told Louise, when I was the CEO of the professional department in Israel, we had 3 generations in our academy, under 16, under 17, under 18. The under 18 played against 3rd division in Israel, which is a good league in Israel, 3rd division. Semi-professional, but a good league for them. On the first round, from 11 games, we lost 7. So I heard people from the federation telling me, hey, Arik, you're the GM or the sport director. For this, we need academy that we will lose against the 3rd division in Israel by 15, 20 points. The second round, we won 10 from 11, okay? From this generation, listen to the numbers that I tell you. From this generation, we have now in Israel 5 players that are playing for Israeli national teams, okay? 3 players that are playing EuroLeague. 2 of them are playing in Alba Berlin, Zussman and Blatt, the son of David Blatt, and Zussman, and one of them is playing in Maccabi Tel Aviv, from this generation. Yeah? So when people are saying what they're saying, please, you got to have knowledge before you say what you say.
By some people called the Belgian model, that you have players still play in the club in the weekends and be at the academy during the week. Can you reflect on that? Because I know there's changes in competition format made for next year, but you understand the hot topic?
Yeah, I understand it very well.
Can you reflect on that?
First of all, in Israel, I never said that, because in Israel, the teams from the academy played as an academy in the league. The under 16 and the under 17 played in the under 18 league, which in Israel it's 2 regions, north and south. So under 16 played in the north, under 17 played in the south of under 18, okay? First division. The only thing that I said, that this team cannot take championship, okay? Cannot win championship, okay? It's not like this for the under 18. Under 18 play 3rd division, and they can go playoffs, they can go championship, they can do anything, okay? I'm telling you, if Ola would have been participating in the under 18 league, we can win championship easy, okay? Because we took the best players from each team, okay? So if we would have go for playing in under 18, I would have said, we play in the league, but we don't play for championship, okay? But for DTL, we're part of the league, okay? And now I'll tell you something not so popular. Eh? I was the one that said, let's go for double license. It means players, we have 15, 16, 17 players, or whatever players in Ola. Some of them are really young to play DTL, too young to play DTL, okay? So let's allow them to go on the weekends to play in their clubs. Whenever they came back, we had problems. Because the the pace is not the same pace, the rules are not the same rules, the plays are not the same plays, and the demands are not the same demands. Yeah? So it took them 2 days to adjust back to OLA pace and to OLA rules. But the reason that I decided this year, and it's my decision and I take all the responsibility, and whoever has problems with this can give me a call and I will explain him why I did it. Yeah? I decided no more double license. Why? Without names. I had a player. I had very, very good communication with the coaches when I came. I told them, listen, I give you player X, but remember, he's an OLA player. If I will need him to my games, he's not coming to you. First priority is OLA. Second priority is you. A. B, if I tell you that he is a little bit tired or whatever, take it into consideration that when you let him play and he's tired, don't let him play 30, 35 minutes, okay? One of my players went to double license, and I called the coach and I said, listen, we got injuries because last year we had a lot of injuries. We got injuries. He had to play with us in the DTL, blah, blah, blah. So take care. Don't let him play too much. Watch him. We have to watch his load, okay? Load management. I said, no problem, Arik. It will not, I will take care about that, yeah? On Monday, I'm asking the player, how was the game? We won by 30. How many minutes you played? 35. Okay? So I said to myself, that was a red light for me, and it happens to me a few times. A few times. I made a decision. I can tell you that my doctor, which I well to all respect him, it's the doctor of Ajax, Niels, okay? Give me a call. He said, Arik, it's the best decision that you made since OLA exists. You will see it will affect our injuries this year. We will cut the injuries by 50%. Okay. I said, no more double license. What I wanted to do, I wanted to participate with my young guys, yeah, with my under 17 guys, in the under 18 league. The clubs refused. NBB couldn't do anything because they cannot go against the clubs, okay? Which was strange for me because what is OLA? OLA is NBB, but they told me we cannot do that. I said, no problem. You don't want to do that? No problem. I will fix games for under 18, at least 10, 12 games for those guys that are not playing enough in the DTL. Because in the DTL, we were so good in some games that I could give everybody to play, okay? So we organize games against Germans, games against Belgians, Antwerp, Flemish, Wallonians, you know, and we had some games. We won against Ostend in Ostend, okay, with our under 18. But anyhow, and then we were playing, and we had some back injuries, etc. So the players that didn't play too much on the DTL started to play more. Why? Because we went to international tournaments, and in the international tournaments, I had a chance to give them to play. So the average minutes, if a player is first year in OLA, and he finished the season with 12, 14 minutes average of 55, 60 games, yeah, it's not 30 games, 60 games, average 12, 14 minutes a game. So it's like 20 something minutes for a regular Dutch kid, okay? So it's okay. So it's okay. And I'm telling you, let's knock on the wood. The season is not over yet, yeah? We got 50% less injuries. He was right. Okay. He was right, yeah? So when somebody wants to talk to me about, I'm doing things according to my experience, my knowledge, and my experts. I'm asking people. I'm not making decision, bonk, from the air. I'm not shooting from my hip. I'm making research, asking people, yeah? I ask my doctor, I ask my physio, I ask my assistant, I'm asking Reins to make me all the minutes of playing, etc., and then I make a decision. And this is the decision that I made. I take this decision on myself.
Another thing that you hear often by serious coaches who are youth coaches who are not on the highest level is that they have the feeling that their talents don't get a fair look. The question is, on what criteria do you select players, and how do you organize your scouting?
We have a scouter. Rens is our scouter. He's the scouter, and he goes and watch all the leagues during the whole season. Then we have Luis, that is the under 15 national team coach, which makes selection days for the under 15. Then we have selection days for the OLA. Okay? On those selection days, we have 2 selection days. We cover something like around 80 players that are coming from all over Holland. If you want, I will send you the presentation that we made about the selection day. The selection day is divided by physical part, technical part, and mental part, okay? And the anthropological details of every player. It means height, weight, wingspan, mother, father, sister, whatever. We get all this information. And I'm coming to these selection days, by the way. I'm coming to these selection days too. I'll give myself that with my experience, sometimes I can see something. I've seen a few players in my life, okay? So I can tell you that Wamba, yeah? Before we started the day, I went into the Okmir in the hall, there. I went in, I looked, they were shooting, yeah? I was looking at him and I told Rens, mark him. He said, yeah, but we have, okay, make the test, make the physical test. The physical test is 4x10, jumping high, jumping forward, all the 4 or 5 tests that you make for every basketball player, okay? I said, okay, but write down that I said mark him. And he was immediately above everybody, okay? But anyway, that's the case. Anyhow, if somebody wants to come to OLA, he's giving us a call. Let's say we didn't select him, and he's giving us a call. Or we go to see him, or we watch him by video that the coach is sending us, okay, after that selection day, or we invite him. We invite him here, and we see him here. And even though those players that we did select, and we said, we want Arie, okay, we bring him in. We don't take him yet. We bring him in, and this year, we improved it even. Okay? What did we do this year? This year, we decided that, let's say we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. We bring them in, not together, 2, okay? For Monday till Thursday to be with our guys in the flat and to stay with us for 1 week to see what is to be an OLA player. And I'm telling you, it's not easy.